Hi everyone and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today I want to take a look at the UK. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, and I'm a big fan of the commentary subgenre, where there's a ton of people who some make feature-length documentaries. They call out bad behavior of creators going on the platform, and then they kind of go over drama, or they just make their own comments, or they express their own opinions essentially on goings on around YouTube or in pop culture. As of recent, there has been the big ImAllexx has had several allegations be levied against him from a past partner of him. Essentially, he was calling out bad behavior of people on YouTube, and now he is being accused of essentially having that same behavior behind closed doors with his from his ex-girlfriend. So that kind of has been in the news as of the last few days. Since the news broke out on, as of recording, I think Sunday UK time, so I think that was Saturday US time. So that was this past. So that was the 16th, 15th, 16th. Yes, that's where it was, of June 2024. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a reading because it seems like there's a ton of stuff now coming out, not just about ImAllexx, but other influencers that kind of have the same groups or who run in the same circles in the UK drama influencer commentary sphere, and I just wanted to see what the heck is going on. We have ImAllexx. There's been some allegations levied against one Fraser, aka iNabber, who I've talked about on this channel briefly with some of his documentaries, which I think are phenomenal, along with a few other commentary people. And I'm like, what is going on over there? Are there going to be more bombshells coming out? Like, what is going on? What's to believe? What's not to believe? Accusations are kind of flying everywhere, and I just wanted to kind of put it all onto paper, see what I see, and see what can we get on maybe an intuitive level for some additional information that you can help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions from. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is probably also going to be fast because it's hot as balls out right now. I had to turn my fan and my AC off, and I'm just like, I can feel myself starting to want to sweat again. I'm like, ah! So, all right. So, just going to do this. Start shuffling up, and then just a quick reminder, everything I'm saying here is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, just my opinions. So if you want to use the information or that I'm sharing here to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, you can. Please do so. If you don't want to, you do not have to. So with that little disclaimer out of the way, the other deck and then just the deck that I'm using today is the Intuit Tarot. If you want to know or want to buy it for yourself, let me know in the comments down below, and I will send you the link. So yeah, okay, so I think this is sufficiently shuffled. So the first thing I just want to do is very much a general spread of what is going on in that sphere. We'll probably look at ImAllexx, the allegations, with a different type of spread, but this one I want to just do what's going on in that sphere of influence right now. Essentially the UK commentary channel's YouTube sphere. What the heck is going on? We have the Ace of Wands, so a passionate start. This is all an ego game. Okay, so there's a lot of people, and like I say, I'm not going to say this is like one specific person. This is going to be very much just a very general reading. But one, this is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is new creative ideas, creative passions, projects, the start of something new that has like a lot of fire, oomph going underneath it. So when it comes to this sphere, it feels like there's a lot of ego involved. when it comes to at least this group of individuals within this YouTube sphere. Because when I'm seeing the Ace of Wands is also kind of like who can flop it down the most, or essentially who has the biggest ego, who has the biggest set of balls on them, essentially, that's just gonna swing it around and kind of like have their dominance in this space, is one interpretation. The other part of it too that I'm feeling is that this is reigniting that sphere. So if people remember, we have the Slazo allegations a few years ago, which ImAllexx was like, apparently they were friends, and then ImAllexx just went hardcore in on Slazo when his false allegations came up against him. So like what this feels like is a little bit more of the Slazo allegations again at that time. However, I'm not sure in which way, if it's going to swing in ImAllexx's favor or in Alice's favor. So we'll probably see that as we go here, but it feels like this is reignited controversy, drama, views, engagement. This is something juicy and meaty that I think might be some self-cannibalization here. Direct influences on this situation. The Ace of Cups, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of emotions. A lot of these people were friends. Yeah. So like with the Ace of Cups, it's like there's a lot of friends here, one, but two, there's a lot of emotions involved with it. People have strong opinions, strong feelings about it, because it's like they were duped, so they're going to want to talk about it, or they weren't duped and like they were holding things back, and now they are allowed to talk about it in some way, shape, or form. So this is reigniting the group in being able to have something to talk about again. With the financial influences, the Five of Wands reversed. So cooperations, refining common ground, harmony restored. Hopes and fears. I'm seeing stylish trendsetters, so it's like, oh God, this just makes me sick. So why I'm saying this is sick. So this is like this group of people. Allegedly conspiracy, my opinion's not fact. But it feels like, and maybe this is just me being like, okay, I watch commentary channels, I watch drama channels, and I would say for the last 2-3 years, there's been a lull in like juicy commentary, or juicy content for people to kind of sink their teeth into. And what this group feels like, it's like the new, it's like sharks in the, like there's sharks in the water, and the first cut or first drop of blood has hit it, and now everyone's going crazy. This is what this feels like, because it's like, okay, so we have this new style of video, because it's like what I'm seeing with this Queen of Wands is the hopes and fears. It's like we have a new set standard, we have a new thing to talk about, we have a new passion to put underneath ourselves. There's going to be people's careers that are made off of this, and then their views are going to die down, but they're going to get their subscriber counts, their numbers, and stuff like that. Oh gosh. Unseen obstacles, the Nine of Swords. Emotional anguish. So what I'm seeing here as the unseen obstacle, there's some people that's like, this is a new opportunity. This is for them to showcase and put themselves out there, and they get to talk about something that may have been hidden, and now they get to do it. But what the obstacle behind it though is that there's some of them who, or at least within this group, it's as they move forward and talk about this incident, and they put information out, they put their own opinions out with information that doesn't seem to be, with information that, yes, we have Google Docs, we have allegations, we've got police reports. I think there's restraining orders, or if there isn't now, there's like ones that are being developed. There's concrete things that have been occurring that make it feel like this is like there's legal precedence. The wool isn't getting pulled over our eyes, so we're saying something that we're going to look back on and feel bad about. But here's the thing. Not everything has come out, and it feels like there's some more pieces of information that need to come out yet. And when they do, it changes people's minds a little bit more in one way or the other. Or it gives them a more it gives them a more of a middle ground instead of a all in or all out sort of all in or all out. This is definitely, it feels like there's more of a middle ground here than what people realize in the situation and what's going on and the circumstances of which this relationship is. The challenges here, the King of Swords. I was not shocked to see that come up. But this is people, I think people are saying their mind, speaking their mind, telling it like it is, in their own opinions and thoughts and feelings, without all the information. And there's some people who are going in on ImAllexx. I haven't watched a ton of videos on it other than just here are the allegations, here's some compilations of people. Here are people that Allexx has been associated with in the past. Here are their statements that they've been pressured to put out. I also feel like there could be some legal issues here with some individuals. Oh, God. This also feels like Allexx himself. If you look at this King of Swords, I've seen a few pictures of Allexx, but like this kind of looks like him, the King of Swords here. So I'm wondering if does Allexx have dirt on within this group or sphere of people that he's like, so now you're coming out against me. Okay, here's this piece of evidence that I have that you're not a good person. Oh, here's this little piece or nugget of things over here that I recorded that just going to show you're not that good of a person. Oh, you have this thing over here. Oh, what do you mean? You think I mean, look at this little picture. It feels like he's got blackmail or dirt or something on some individuals, that it's like, okay, you spoke out. You spoke out. You did me dirty. It's war, is what this kind of feels like. What's going for this group? It's tearing down the foundations of this group. The group is no longer after this, is what it feels like. With the tower, we have a shocking event. It's like a giant implosion of this group, of the UK commentary scene. Because like no one person in this group has clean hands, it feels like. There's dirt on everyone's hands. Everyone knows where everyone's bodies are buried. And I know that some people have been like distancing themselves from Allexx for a few months now because of things that have been said, and people are like, oh, he was doing this, so like, oh, we don't agree with that, but they didn't come out and say anything. They kind of just stopped working with him. There's more to this group behind the scenes, is what this feels like. And it feels like Allexx is taking it all down because people are speaking out against him. He has the resources, he has the evidence that's going to take the group down with him, is what this feels like, especially with this Tower card. Whoop. All right, in the past, we have the winter solstice, so it's like we're hibernating. Things are hibernating, but really what this feels like to me more is things were marinating. Things were coming to a head. We were letting things lie. Or we were letting the pot simmer, and now the heat's been cranked up all the way, and instead of it being at a nice low simmer, we are now boiling. The lid is popping off, and you have a mess on the stove is what this kind of feels like. So in the past, it's like all these situations were there. The heat hadn't been applied. The extra forces hadn't been applied to make it boil over. Okay, here in the future, we have the Nine of Wands. Like I said, this is going to ruin a great deal of many people's career within who are associated or who were around Allexx. Because it's with the Nine of Wands, it's like choose your battles. Because it's like, do you want to go up against Allexx? Do you want to go up against this individual? Because he's got dirt on almost everyone, it feels like. The man's not stupid. He's not stupid. He's very smart, very witty, very calculated. If you told him something in confidence, within these next few weeks, months, I would be very cautious in how you're saying things, what you're saying when it comes to the Allexx and Alice situation. Because it's like what you said before will be twisted and used against you, or even like around Allexx or people who were maybe close with him. Because like he's got so much. Yeah, because like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like I see this person and he's sitting on a pile of gold. It's a pile of gold. He's on the treasure chest, and it's like I'm sitting on top of it because this is what I have. These are the things that I have at my disposal. And it's like he's laughing or cackling on the top of it because it's like, look at all the things that I've got on you all, and you can't have it, but I do. It's like a hoarder of resources. What the? If you're in this sphere, I would be very, very careful what you say and to whom, because, oh, there's some stuff that's gonna fly. There's stuff that's gonna fly. And like, even if you... So say for like smaller commentary channels, I would be very cautious on DMs or information that's been shared with you from say like an anonymous poster, anonymous sources. Kind of keep some stuff close to your chest because what this feels like. So I do pop culture, PR firm. I used to work with. I don't work for, but with a PR firm, with a previous job that I had. And what this feels like is we have someone out here who is like reaching out to other commentary channels. Like, you want a big break, you want an exclusive, you want some piping hot tea that I need you to, like, here it is. And this is like, they're sending it out, they're getting people talking about it, videos are gonna get made. And it's like, but this is like anonymous sourcing, or anonymous sources are kind of coming forward with information. Because it feels like targeted attacks is what it kind of feels like, with like little slight pieces of information coming out about individuals who are maybe going after Allexx very, very hardcore in some way, shape, or form. So, quick question. What I'm going to look at next here then is with Allexx, I want to just look. I want to look at the dynamic between him and his ex, Allexx and Alice. I just want to look at that dynamic, really, really quick, and then I'm gonna just pull. And then I want to pull on if someone, like, okay, so we already know if Allexx is going down, he's bringing others down with him. What can we expect for as like an audience to look out for? All right, so let's take a look here quickly at Allexx. He's the waxing moon, making progress. We have Alice, Four of Wands, and then we have the energy in between the two of them. Okay, so what I'm feeling here, and I'm not going to go into a ton of details, but here with Allexx, we have making progress, which is gaining strengths, final steps, shifting consciousness. This man's getting a rebuttal. He's putting a pretty big rebuttal together, is what it feels like. I think he's had, if I'm not mistaken, kind of trying to keep up with everything, which is really hard to do. He has made a response to the Google Doc that was released. However, it feels like there's something bigger coming out that he's been working on behind the scenes. What I'm getting kind of shown is the quite situation, where all these allegations came out against Quite, and then, what was it, like 2-3 weeks later, he was completely silent during that time. He had a complete and utter documentation of all the things that were alleged against him. He had the documents, he had the receipts, he had everything to kind of defend himself, and that's kind of what it feels like Allexx is doing behind the scenes a little bit more. I don't know how he's going to spin it, considering that the videos that had been released are absolutely horrendous. But that's what it kind of feels like here. For Alice, we have the Four of Wands reversed, which it just feels like there's just some instability when it comes to her and her foundation, with just her support network around her, whether that's her friends, her family, and people. If I'm not mistaken, from some of the videos that I've seen, she has talked about how she essentially up and moved herself to be closer to Allexx, where she thinks she was isolated for a bit when it comes, because she worked from home, and then she had less time, she put less time into her work so she could spend more time with Allexx. But it feels like even just around her, beyond just the Allexx, when they were in this relationship, it does feel like she does had her support network around her feels sparse, and more friends and more supportive family members would be welcomed in her situation. It's kind of as far as I want to take it for her. And then in between the two of them, we have this Ten of Swords, which is changing the outcome. But it does give that on and off again type of relationship, where it's like, oh, we get together, we reconcile, oh, we can make a comeback, oh, we can do this, oh, and then it falls apart, and then we start over again, and then it's a cycle of, we're bad, then we're good, we're bad, then we're good, because when they're really good, it's really good, but when it's really bad, it's really bad. And it's the high ups, like the really high ups and downs don't work as well as when it's like, okay, we can have moderate highs, moderate lows, moderate highs, moderate lows, and that's more manageable when it comes to relationships and other people. Even just within yourself, it's like, if you have really high highs and really low lows, finding that middle ground and not being, and think of it as in, like, from one extreme to the next, like with weather. Say one day it's like 70 or 80 degrees Fahrenheit, but then the next day it's like 20 degrees and it's snowing. Your body doesn't adjust well. People start getting sick. There's aches, pains, body groans, and the such. Think about it in the terms of, like, with emotions. That's not healthy either, because, like, you go from one extreme to the next, and you're left reeling, and the others around you are left reeling. That's kind of what that relationship feels like. Okay, what else can we get here? Yeah. Seven of Coins, Ten of Wands, the Lovers reversed. Yeah, so like I said, this relationship was on and off again, very much I think they have also potentially different outcomes for what they would like for their lives. Yeah. Allexx was potentially looking at this relationship as one of, I'm putting in my time, I'm putting in my effort, like, this is the thing that I'm putting it's like, I put all my eggs into one basket for, like, this type of, like, emotional response. And I'm going to say that's very unhealthy, because when you look at relationships or how you are getting things for validation, you can't just have one person be your everything. You can't just have one person rise with you as their sun, moon, and stars. Like, that's just not healthy. So, because like he put all his eggs in one basket is what this felt like. It's like, I'm putting all of my effort into this girlfriend, Alice, to be my everything, even though no one person can be your everything. I'm sorry, it's not possible. You need more than just one other person in your life, whether that's maybe a friend or a coworker or an animal or a pet. Like, you're gonna have more than just one person. And if you don't, that's very unhealthy. And for those who are like, I just have my one friend and that's my husband or my boyfriend and that's all I need, I'm like, okay, you do you, boo. I would highly encourage you, though, to find other outlets of which you are engaging with other people. Because you're good, you're bad, you're ugly, how you develop yourself and how you develop and interact with the others around you. It's important that you have other outlets than just, say, your husband or your wife. All right. And then for Alice over here, still, again, she's got a lot of stuff that she's dealing with, a lot of burdens on her that she potentially brought into this relationship that weighed heavily on her. And that causes, it's like, you have to unload the things before you can be a freer, more positive version of you. And that doesn't mean that you need to be positive to be in a relationship. Doesn't mean you need to be a happy-go-lucky. Doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out to be in a relationship. But there are certain burdens, if you bring that into a relationship, they're really hard to unburden when more are being piled on top of you from, say, a relationship. Because like, you unburden some, but then new ones come on. But some of the ones that you should be getting rid of, you're unable to because other things have been put on top of them. So those aren't the things that you're addressing, and instead you are now trying to address the things that are at the tippy top instead of at the base root causes or issues of things. So, okay. Alrighty. So that's all I'm going to read there. Healthy relationship, no, but I think we've seen that from the text messages and stuff, where it feels like Allexx, it feels like in his situation was like, this is the person that I'm going to put all my eggs into one basket. This is the person I'm going to go to for everything. This is the person this is my person. This is all I need. This is all I want. This is my everything. With Alice, it feels like she came in with a couple burdens and things that she needed to work through, but other things were put on her. So she was unable to process, heal, and adapt within a relationship because of just some external factors that I don't believe are on her, but are more just circumstances that she was put in, and now she's had to try and heal from, on top of all the things that happened with her ex-partner. All right. So, last thing I want to do here is what's going on with this YouTuber sphere. What should we be on the lookout for? Are there new people? Are there specific allegations that we should be looking out for that might be bombshells? And how can we how do we as an audience handle things that are going to be kind of coming out? Because I feel if Allexx is going down, he's going to bring down as many people as he can with him. So, all right. Alright, so let's look at this again. So I have a new spread I'm going to do, and this one's going to just be about what should the audience kind of be on the lookout here when it comes to stories that are going to be kind of, like I said, be very, very, very careful. For anyone who's making videos on ImAllexx, myself included, but I don't think I would just caution people who are calling him out with allegations and the evidence that has been shown or provided through Google Docs. Just be very careful, because it feels like, one, there's not enough information all the information hasn't been released, And it feels like there's a collection of receipts. There's a collection of information. Like I said, I feel like he has blackmail on a lot of people in that space, and people don't know he has it. All right. So let's just take a look at this here. Heart of the matter, 10 of coins. This is this community. 10 of coins, or aka 10 of pentacles, has always been my internet community card. So if you have an internet community online, whether this is just like who you have, who's your audience and stuff like that, that's what my 10 of coins has always been. This is your internet community. And at the center of it, we have our internet community when it comes to these people. They are coming for the community. People are getting asked what you're doing, what you're not doing. The audience around this group of people, and even around Allexx, we're all sharks. We are sharks in the water, and the first drop of blood has hit the surface. And people are going absolutely nuts and crazy right now. All right. So, how is this situation going to be expressed? Burdens, overwhelmed. Because it's the 10 of Wands. These are just old stories that are coming out. Like the time that I'm getting, like a time frame of like when some of these are happening, 2016, 2017, like we're going to be getting stories or receipts from like that time frame. It feels like 2016, 2017, like before the pandemic. These are like pre-pandemic stories is what this feels like. He's been collecting evidence for a while. Just my opinion here. Because like with the 10 of Wands, 10 of Wands is all about like wands are typically put on a person's back, and you're holding that heavy burden, that heavy load, and it's kind of weighing you down. Having that being how you're expressing yourself, it's like you have all these things that are being piled on against you, all these things that are getting piled on against you, and it's like these are stories, these are allegations, this is evidence, these are receipts that are kind of being dredged back up, or even being revealed for the first time. Because what I'm seeing is like a giant magical book, and it's just like the pages are just flying like across, like as it opens, and the pages are flying, and now it's like being put to like one page where it's like, this is this story that you need to read, and then it flies to a different story, and then it flies to a different story. So it's like there are multiple stories here about multiple individuals is what this really feels like, and that's how this is being expressed. It's like, oh no, there's not just one story. These are multiple stories about multiple different people. And it's like, I want to say, and he's got the Rolodex of all the things, and it's like, oh, which one do you want to go to? Let's pull this up. So, all right. So the next thing we're going to look at is internal influences for him. So we have the waning moon, which is gaining wisdom. He is putting all of his pieces together. He is gathering his information. He is putting his stories together. He's putting his evidence together to create a, in my opinion, a whole narrative story, which, like I said, if he's going down, he's bringing others with him. He's at the height of people are going to be looking at what he has to say. Like, how do I put this? So, when you're in a ton of controversy, and like all these allegations are being made against you, and all these things are going against you, this is also like I don't know if he's put out a video, but when you see a video right after all these things have been made against you, people are like salivating for a response. Like, if he would put something out and he would put something together, like, this is going to be his best opportunity to put things out against other people. People are going to listen to every word he has to say, to dissect, to interpret, to nag, or just look over with a fine-tooth comb. So like I said, the man's not stupid. He's definitely has a lot of things that he's working on. I wouldn't doubt if there's a big little expose or video that he puts out. And I don't know why I'm getting like the number 107, if it's like close to like an hour and 7 minutes of some way, shape, or form. But like there's a longer video that he is putting together about this situation. Like I said, and he's taken others down with him. He's not going down alone. Outside influences on the situation, the Two of Swords. There are decisions made about who's he going after, who's the what's the ones the why, where's the whys as well. And there's a lot of people who aren't making decisions until more information comes out, which is wise to do, because the Two of Swords is also kind of about, it's not, some people see it as a separation. I see this right now as it's upright. It's like, okay, we're not sure which way we're going to turn. We have no which way. It's like not enough information has come out. And more information is going to come out, but might not be on this certain situation. It might be on separate situations. All right. Hidden feelings, the Knight of Swords. He's ready to fight. He wants to just be impulsive, say what he wants to say without a thought or care in the world. Like, this is what he wants to do. He just wants to come out and say everything that's on his mind, but he knows it's not going to go over well if he does. Because with the Knight of Swords, it's kind of like the hidden feelings around the situation. This is someone who wants to just come out and rip someone a new one without any care for other people's thoughts and feelings. He just wants to put his piece out there and say it very bluntly. And I would say without tact as well. So that's kind of where I feel like Allexx is right now. And he's got a pretty big focus on what he wants to do, what he wants to say. But he can't just come out and say that right now, but he wants to. Okay. I want to see, let's look at the unseen obstacles for him, the Seven of Coins. His reputation is already down, so with the Seven of Coins reversed, is like a lack of growth. So it feels like for him, we are in the stages of, my career's down the toilet, there's no coming back from this. Why should I put the effort in to defend myself when everyone seems to have taken this as the judge, jury, and executioner? And from the videos and stuff that have been released, I mean, it's really, like, I don't think he can defend himself in his actions. I think right now it's more like along the lines of, is he going to have the energy or effort to take the others down with him? Like, I think he wants to. All right. His overriding concerns is the Ten of Swords. He wants to make a comeback. He wants to make a difference. He wants to get his career back. He just wants to move on, reconcile what he's done. Wants to be a changed person, move on, and do what he needs to do to maintain his career and what he has built for himself on YouTube. He also just wants to change the outcome. With the Ten of Swords reversed, it's changing the outcome. Whoop. Changing the outcome. So that's really what he wants to do. He wants, pretty self-explanatory. In the past, it's all about this relationship, the lovers. The past relationships kind of calm and screwed. In his feelings or in his energy, it feels like screwed me over. And it's like, but really, in reality, it's him having, you've played a part in this as well. You're the one who said those nasty ass things. You're the one that's pretty bitter, it feels like, and hateful and resentful for certain things in your life. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but when people are unhappy, they do things that are unhappy. Have you ever noticed, so you probably wouldn't know, but some of you might get the reference, but there is a person named Tammy Slayton. Tammy Slayton was on the hit TLC show 1,000 Pound Sisters. Tammy used to be damn near or over 600 pounds. She was mean. She was really mean to her family. She was just a bear to work with. People didn't like her. A lot of people thought she was nasty, mean, rude, never had a good thing to say, and stuff of the such. However, she worked on herself. She has a very successful weight loss, bariatric surgery that she had, and she's now down. Oh, she's probably close with, if she would get all of her loose skin, she'd be easily in the probably close to the 200s or even in the 200s. So that's almost 400 pounds of weight gone. That's 400 pounds of stuff gone. And you know what? She seems happier. She smiles more. She's engaging. She's living life. She has a zest for life. So when we say it in the terms of, oh, when people kind of call out other bad things that are going on, sometimes they are feeling bad themselves. It's like you need to get rid of baggage or things that are in your life, so you maybe stop distracting yourself from shitty things, so you can work on yourself to maybe put out more positive content or positive things or speak more positively to people. So that's what it's kind of feeling like here with him in the past, or not even in the past, but just like that. We went through their relationship. That's just an added piece on. Okay, here in the future for him, Page of Swords. Oh, God. Okay. So, Page of Swords, this guy's got a film camera in his hands. He's got a video coming out. He has a video coming out and he's taking someone down with him. Or someone's putting a video together on him that's taking him down. But this really does feel like Allexx. Allexx has a video coming out, and I hate to say this, but when I look at this card looks like an awful lot like iNabber and or Fraser. So I'm wondering if the video is going to be on him. He's coming for other YouTubers. Point blank, kind of been saying that over and over again. But like, it feels like if I'm going down, someone's coming with me, and this looks an awful lot like iNabber here in the future with a film or a camera, or maybe this is iNabber himself putting together a video. Not sure. We'll see. Okay. His hopes, Two of Wands, that he's going to be able to come back from this, redefine where he's going, and move on. His fears, Wheel of Fortune, things are beyond his control. Wheel of Fortune reversed, bad luck, bad opportunity. I'm not coming back from this. This is a karmic lesson, turning point. It's like all this that I built up is now ruined in a day. That's what this feels like, and he's not able to come back. Logical advice here is the Star, which is take this energy, take what's been levied against you, these videos, these allegations, the text messages and the stuff like that, and be like, it's like, do some self-evaluation of yourself is what this really feels like with, and this is the logical advice for Mr. ImAllexx. It's like, take a look at what you've been doing in the public sphere. What can you heal from? What are things that maybe you aren't happy with yourself? What are things that maybe you've been hiding? What are things that maybe that you don't like, that has caused you to act out, maybe not in public, but in personal relationships and the such and such. It's like, who are you at the end of the day, and what do you stand for, and what's the power that you hold, and how do you influence? And does your internal world match the external world? And if it doesn't, do you want to be more like how you're projecting yourself on the external world? Or do you want to be more how you are in your internal world, and merge them, or have whichever version that you want to be that. If you are like this wonderful gamer who just wants to laugh, have fun, and maybe have a quick pint with your buddies at the bar, and that's who you are internally, do that externally. If you're externally the person who's like, I'm this big, loud, boisterous person who's kind of putting on a show for everyone, but internally, what you'd love to do at the end of the day is curl up in bed with your cat and read a book. Showcase that person to the world. You don't need, with the internet, who you are, who you project yourself to be, and who you are internally, or who you are in your day-to-day, can be so very different. And why be that inauthentic version of yourself online through a screen when you can just be your authentic self online and in person, and just be who you are. You don't need to hide. You don't need to project. You don't need to put a mask on, because that's exhausting and draining, and it just causes, I think, more issues down the road. All right. And then let's just take a look at the emotional advice here. And this is the lunar eclipse, which is deep emotional cleanse. If you, the advice here is, if people, or Allexx isn't in therapy, he really should get into it to really evaluate and have a place where he can express his emotions in a healthy, safe manner, and dive into ways that can help him be a more emotionally balanced individual in a world that's not emotionally balanced, and finding his center and being able to stay grounded in an ever-changing world with his career. I can look at his career if you guys want. Let me know in the comments down below if that interests you. But really what this feels like is he's having an ending of one chapter of his life, and he's going to now be able to move it into the next. Think of it, what this really feels like, I forget his name, but it's Colleen Ballinger's ex is what this really feels like. Where Colleen Ballinger's first ex, I can't remember his name, but he was really big on YouTube. There was the whole scandal. He and Colleen divorced. She dragged him through the mud. He was essentially not just dragged through the mud, but like he had to essentially leave YouTube, and now he's built up a career outside of YouTube, and made a name for himself, has a wife, has a family that he started in, I think they have a dog, I think they either have dogs or cats. Like he's building up his own little version of wealth and prosperity. Maybe it's not the big stardom that he wanted it to be, or when he first started YouTube and now he had to go off, but that's what it feels like where Allexx is headed. It's like he had the success of YouTube, and now it's kind of having to die away, and he's going to have to build himself up outside of it. Have to build himself up outside of that person to be who he really is. And figure out who he really is, what he stands for, and the impact that he's leaving on this world. Do I think he's ever going to stop making videos? No. But do I think he's going to have to go back and restructure everything? 100%. So, once again, there's videos coming out about this. I'm really scared for the community at large. I'm also really scared for... This is going to go until like November, it feels like. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm really bad at time frames. I think I'm pretty decent at it, but like this feels like this is something that'll be dragged out until like November-ish, because it's like, okay, now we're trying to, because something else is coming in November, because remember, that's the big AdSense months of like November and December, so something new, brand, or shiny, I think is going to start coming in those 2 months, but this is going to kind of be that lull story. I know, I hate media, whatever, but this feels like that lull story that's going to get us through summer and very well into fall and take us into those winter months for the Northern Hemisphere. So without further ado, that's all I have. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment if you disagree or agree with what I'm saying. Or if you have things that you're like, that's what that is, or that's maybe what you're picking up on, or like, you got this completely wrong. Let me know in the comments down below. Love to read them. Or just have a discussion with you. So that's what I have for this reading. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!